2016 Aston Martin Vulcan Hypercar in VR. Hello there everybody and welcome to OpenFed Gaming. I am the OpenFed. Today we're driving a 2016 Aston Martin Vulcan Hypercar in a Hypercar parade. We're driving at the Red Bull Ring for 6 laps. We started 16th of 16 and we started with a rolling start. Now these laps are decent length, but they're going to go by pretty quick because we're going to zip through them at a high tempo. Now we got as you can see up ahead of us there, we got a Valkyrie, an Aston Martin Valkyrie on the right hand side in front of us now. That might cause us a little bit of trouble because he is really fast. Keep your eye on him. Now as we're ripping around here, the strategy is always the same, obviously. Catch up to the next car, see if you can pass him when the opportunity presents itself. That is pretty simple to understand. A little bit harder to put into practice as we coming around this corner here. The Valkyrie is going to attempt to push a little hole on the side here and cut these guys on the inside. So we're going to take advantage of that hole at the same time. We're going to try and keep up with that Valkyrie because, as I was saying, he's a really fast car. Now as we're ripping along here, like I said, these laps are going to go by pretty quick. We got one more turn here and we're already finishing our first lap. Because there's the grandstand. Now this here section and the next one are the best places to see how many cars are in front of you and how many you got to pass. Now the Valkyrie got blocked in on the inside, on the outside of the track there, and these guys, they really slow down around the corner. So that's where you got to get them. If you can get on the inside, you can cut them short, just get by them when they break for that corner. So that's here, same thing again, you know. So that's what we're going to try and continue to do with each car as we go along, because most of these, well, they're all hypercars and they all rip along really good. Not as good as the Vulcan that we're in, but keep a close eye on that rear view mirror. As you can see, the little green car catching up to us again. That green car is the Valkyrie, and he's going to continue to give us nightmares, but we will get back to that in a little bit. In the meantime, we are weaving our way in and out of these cars and trying to get to the front of the pack here. Now we can still see 1, 2, 3, 4 cars in front of us, so we still got a ways to go, but we're only in our second lap. So as we're coming around the corner, that second lap is almost finished. So we're going to try and pass another one here and get a little bit closer to the front of the pack. Because when we turn this corner, and then one more, I thought it was around that last corner. I was wrong, around this corner here. And we're coming up again here at the end of the lap, and we're going to be going into our third lap pretty quick here. Like I said, 6 laps and we're already into our third lap, so that's going to go quick. Now while we're going here, if you look in that rear view mirror, boy, I tell you, I keep reminding myself whenever I mention it in the games, you know, make sure you keep an eye on that rear view mirror to see if there's anybody catching up to you, so you can see if you need to block them out or whatever you can do. Go a little faster, push a little harder. I keep saying it and I keep forgetting it. And that's why I always mention, I say it more for myself than for anybody watching, because I forget to pay attention to the rearview mirror as cars sometimes, not very often, but sometimes they sneak up on you. But we'll get back to that again too. So as we're ripping along here, this lap is getting pretty close to being finished. We're well over halfway through the lap as we're catching up to this Ford GT40, I believe, and in front of him, I believe, is a blue Porsche. Now we can still see 2 more cars in front of the blue Porsche, so we got at least 4 in front of us. Now we can see the red car we just passed. I can't remember what it was, and right behind him is the Valkyrie. And there again, like I said, you know, get around the corners so you can move away, because the longer you stay behind those cars, the closer that Valkyrie is going to catch us if we wait too long. So as we're coming around here, we are just finishing our third lap. Now we're just heading into the fourth one. Now we can see two cars there. I don't know if those are the lead cars or not, but we're going to keep ripping to catch up to them, and then we'll find out soon enough. Now you see, when we get to the straight sections, they go pretty good. And then when you get to the corner, you catch right up on them. So once you get to the corner, you catch up, and you gotta sometimes push it a little bit sooner than you might want to, and you gotta be careful that you don't spin your tires and spin around coming out of that corner if you throttle up too early. You don't want to do that either. So it's a fine balance, but we're getting closer to them, and we're catching up and staying with them. And as long as you do that, sooner or later, you know you're going to get to a section that's straight enough where you've got enough room where you can actually pass them, or they slow down by a corner like they just did there. Didn't have no room to pass them anywhere though, so but that's okay. We know there's a couple of corners coming up, and that we will have the opportunity. Now look in the rearview mirror, and you can see that green monster catching up to us, and that's what I missed. I did not see him catching up all of a sudden, and all of a sudden he's right there, and he's by us. Wow, we gave him the opportunity, like I keep saying, and he took it. And on the straights, you watch the way he zips away. He's got a lot of power, but he's made by Aston Martin, same as our Vulcan is. You know, so when we get to the corner here, we don't quite have the speed to get by on the inside of this car right in front of us, so we have to stay behind him. And during that time, look at that Valkyrie is already zipping away. And there is nothing we can do about it. All we can do is just put our foot to the floor. And as you can see, get to the corner and we catch up to him. But then we get around the corner and he's gone again. I don't know how you're going to pass a car like that, because we can't even stay with him for the speed. We can only catch him around the corner, and that's only because he chooses to slow down a little bit more than normal. If he didn't slow down that much, we'd never get this close to him either. And we are in our fifth lap, so there's only one lap left to go. So we're gonna have to really push it to catch up to him, and then hopefully be able to cut on the inside on a corner and maybe, you know, steal victory away from the jaws of defeat at the last second, because it looks like it's gonna take another whole lap to get closer to him to be able to challenge him. But I don't know. It's going to be a tough one, but we're going to give it our best shot. This is an absolutely awesome race. This car looks fantastic on the inside. I really like driving this car. I've driven the Valkyrie before too, but I think the Vulcan drives a little nicer and looks a little bit nicer on the inside. It handles really well on the track. You can spin your tires if you go around a corner too fast, or you throttle up too early going out of the corner. But other than that, it handles just beautifully, and it's a beautiful car. Now we're doing the same thing we did the last lap, because he passed. We've been chasing him now. See, there you go. Spun the tires a little bit, and you do lose time when you spin your tires, so you don't want to do that either. Now, we've been chasing him for 2 laps, and we're really not getting any closer to him. Just close enough to taste victory around the corners, but then when we come to the straights, he zips away again. Absolutely. Well, you know, like I said, you can't win every race, but you can have fun with every race. And boy, I tell you, racing this car in this situation, a lot of fun. But I don't think we're going to be able to catch up to the Valkyrie. I think he's going to take the #1, and so well deserved too. Absolutely love this race, and I hope you liked it too. Hope to see you back at OpenFed Gaming again real soon, as we're getting close to getting to the checkered flag. You've been racing with the OpenFed in a Vulcan. Live long and prosper.